Welcome back to the channel. My math, we've got about 8 things that we have to fix, change, or finish in order to put the body on the Roadster, along with some TLC kind of clean up and paint and stuff. Let's get started. So item number 1, we got to yank out the front cross member. We got to clean it up, weld it, paint it, put it back in. Number 2, we got to bend these spring mounts out, put them at the correct angle. I've bent them once, but I need to bend them again to get them at the right angle. Number 3, we have to drop the transmission cross member. It is too high. It really needs to come down about 1 inch. Number 4, we got to fix the top plate and replace it and weld it up. Number 5, we have to fix the back legs of the X member. Number 6, we have to put the wishbone ball on the radius rods and put a cup on. 7 and 8 involve gussets and painting. Stainless spreader bar, courtesy of the early Ford store. As you can see, we got a crack right here. I'm going to bevel that out and then we'll put a nice bead in there. Also need to relieve this. I don't want to take the whole thing off. I kind of like showing it's an original, not just a repop. Plus it's an AA cross member, which is kind of trick. So we're just going to bevel, we're going to remove this little piece right here. And we're going to clean the whole thing up, paint it, put it back in. Always got to make sure to oil your pneumatic tools before you use them. My buddy who's a fabricator recently told me that I should change from pulling my welds to pushing my welds. So I'm going to give that a try on this one. So forgive me if it's a little cruddy looking. First time. Hey, not too bad. Not too bad at all. Good penetration. Let's see what it looks like on the inside. Pretty good. I think we'll throw a little weld in on the inside too. That'll work. That will work. got her pretty much cleaned up. Now we're gonna dust a little black on her. There's a whole lot of other levels I could take this to in terms of cleaning it up, but for what we're doing, where we're at, you know, it's gonna look a million times better and be stronger. Next, we got to get some of this pressure off these frame rails. I can wiggle this in here. Next, I'm going to drop this spring pack. Okay. We're going to heat this up and we're going to bend it out further than we did the first time. To do this the dangerous, close to everything, burn your shop down way that I'm doing it. Make sure you don't heat up your tire. Make sure you don't heat up your kingpin or your perch boss. All we're heating is this little bit right here. That's it. Be careful. Don't play with fire. Like that. That's what we're after. There's the other side. You can see the difference. That one's kind of pointed down. Now I already bent these once just to get them to work. You can see that one's kind of pointed down and that one's pointed out. You got to have the right spacing, otherwise your angles on your shackles are going to be straight up and down. You want them to be 45 degrees. Okay, as you can see, well, we got them bent out. They're pointed exactly where I want them to be. They're even. Yeah. progress. As you can see, there's still some pitting. They're not perfect, but I got the extra holes welded up, and they are better. They may end up getting stripped down again and cleaned up some more, maybe some filler, but they're a lot better. We're going to run with that for now. Start putting the front spring back in. See, my angles on my shackles are still way too vertical. So I'm going to have to shorten the drop shackles, which will raise the front just a little bit. It's kind of inevitable. I have great clearance. I have great clearance to the frame. I don't know that the cross member would have been an issue where I'm already at, but it's done. So it's notched just in case I hit that extra big bump, I guess. But yeah, I think I'm gonna call this one there. We got 1 and 2 done. We are gonna have to move on in the next video, and we're gonna have to drop the rear transmission cross member there. It's got to come down at least an inch, maybe 1.5 inches. You can see the tails hitting the top plate. Not to mention my angle is just off. It's almost level right now, and the motor has to go down. When the motor goes down, it's gonna tip my carb surface forward, and we don't want that. You want level when it's sitting at ride height. You want the top of your carb level. So we got to lower the front of the motor down. We got to lower the back of the motor down. We're gonna have to make up some motor mounts. We got to fix the rear 2 legs. Got to angle them up. I think that'll be the next video, because we have a review we're gonna do on a Vevor punch out kit, knockout kit, and some dimple dies that we ordered. Pretty inexpensive deal, but wanted to give them a try, and we're gonna use them on that repair back there, fixing those legs. Then we gotta add the tie rod ball to the front and put a cup and a cap on the lower plate. That'll tie the rear end into place. We have to finish up. We got to finish up our welds, add our gussets. You know, we got a few things to do, and probably strip off the last of this mechanical brake stuff. Fill up any of these extra holes. There's extra holes all up and down this thing, just like we did up front here. Fill the extra holes, sand it, paint it, set the body on. And then we can start figuring out plumbing fuel lines, get this thing actually running and idling. We've heard it fire, but we haven't really idled it. It did not sound rough though when I had it fire. I didn't hear any bad sounds. It sounded really decent. So if we get it idling good, get it all done up, then we'll start stripping this down and painting it, getting it looking pretty, and then finish body work. Mount our radiator and our 32 shell, and brakes, and we're kind of getting home stretch. Got to make our drive line. That'll be real easy. Kind of getting home stretch on being able to drive this thing though. But anyway, calling it there. Appreciate you guys watching. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe. Feel free to drop comments, critiques, questions, whatever. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.